looking at? Go away. No, don't go away. Hello, please stay. Hello and welcome to Zedaph's Super Minecraft Adventure. We are back here with episode number 43. How you doing? I'm doing great, thank you. I'm just warming up my stomach on the torch here and sniffing in the smoke as it goes up my noses. Even though I've not got a nose. Yeah, woo! We are back here, of course, at the Jungle Temple base place where we were doing some work last episode. So if you didn't catch it, make sure you go back and watch it. It was a good one. We built our lovely new friend here, Mambo, god of dribbling. Ah, and he's so lovely and he's causing all the dribble and everything great. So if you did miss the episode, feel free to go back and check. But today we are going to be doing something slightly different. I've been working on this jungle base quite a lot lately, and although I'm absolutely loving it, I think let's just mix it up a bit and do some other project. There are many other things in the world that must be done. I have jobs to do. I have, vacuum cleaning, like hoovering and stuff. I've got some dusting to do, all sorts. But today we are going to be starting a new project. It may span over a few episodes worth, but I'd very much like to get the actual mechanical bit of it today. That's right, it is a redstone-y project. I'm going to try building it in a slightly different way today. I'm going to kind of try and do it slightly more step-by-step, kind of like, here's a bit I added, this is what it does. Here's a bit I added, this is what it does. Hopefully it'll be a little bit quicker, so if you're not interested in redstone stuff too much, you won't mind. But fingers crossed it's quite a unique little project as well. So hopefully, whether you like redstone or not, you will enjoy the episode. I certainly am not a massive fan of redstone, because I'm not very good at it, but I certainly enjoyed this project so far. So let's get straight into it. Let's go find the place. We first need to go home and do a few little bits and bobs there quickly. Whoa, I got stuck on the water there. Dome, sweet dome. We're back in the regular overworld base, and finally I have some carpet under my poor little toes, my poor little tootsies. Oh, they were so cold in that jungle base on that stone floor, and they were getting all dribble all over them. In fact, I've got so much dribble all over myself. It's unreal. But we're back here now, and today's project is actually very, very close to home. But before we start that, I wanted to quickly just say, I found it! I did it! I'm the best! I've been looking for one of these for a very, very long time. I killed a zombie, he was wearing it on his head, and his dying wish, he said, Zedaph, I want you to have my hat. And then I swiped him with my sword, and he gave me his hat. And I have it now. Yay. So we can actually add this to the Zedaph is the best room, or the award ward, or whatever it's called. Because as you can see, we've got our little helmet collections here. We've got the gold, the diamond over there, and the silver in these lovely little display cases. But we were missing the chain helmet, but now, no longer, we are missing it. I now have it. Ba-ba! Chain helmet completed. Boom. Let's just put the glass bit down. Perfect! It works. It's beautiful. It doesn't really look like a helmet. It looks like a weird net or something. I don't know. Let's just clean this rubbish up quickly. Oh, this room is coming along brilliantly. Did I pick up that button? Probably. Who cares? It's a wooden button. But, yeah, I'm still missing a few bits, a few more music discs, and with the wither skulls over there, and a couple of naturey bits here too. Oh, and as well, I need the chain body and the chain trousers. But, you know, we're 1% closer to finishing off the project, so that's all good. But anyway, back to what we're on to today. So it is a brand new project. Like I say, it might be over a few episodes or so, I'm not sure, but we need to build it in the spawn chunks. It has to be loaded all the time, so spawn chunks it must be. So luckily we can use a compass to find it. I think I have found my spawn chunks before. They're just sort of over in this direction, I think. But, oh, actually, yeah, they're exactly over in this direction. Thank you, Mr. Compass. I always thought the compass led to your bed. But no, apparently not. It leads to your spawn points. So it must be over here somewhere. Oh, just got to turn right. It's like a sat-nav, isn't it? It's pretty good. This way. Along here a little bit. I think I've marked it with a sign in the past. Oh, yeah, here we go. Is this it? World spawn. Do. It's like a magnet. Zhink. Whoa, oh, my compass. So you can see our base just down there through the trees, and I am making this thing just over this hill, and made it. just over here behind kind of this mini mountain, or like just a hill. It's not a mountain, is it? And this kind of hilly bit, I'm kind of building it into the side. And we started off with this big here, nether brick ring, or square. It's a square. It's not a ring, but it goes all the way around. This is going to kind of be one of the inner walls of the thing. It's a big contraption, right? It's like in the olden days when they had computers, but it wasn't just a computer like you have in your room now, just sort of a little box in the corner. It was like the entire size of the room. Okay, so this is a similar contraption to that. It takes an entire room for the contraption. So that should be good. And what we're going to need on the inside of these walls is various signs. We're going to need 31 signs, in fact, going all the way around the very edge, obviously with writing on them. For now, I'm not going to tell you what the writing will be. We'll give the game away. Ush. And then we'll have some over here. And like I say, 31 all the way around the edge of the room. And we're actually going to want to cover these up, so we can't see them. We only want to see one sign at a time. So we're going to have to build a little, like, barricade of pistons that can push a block up and down in front of them. So let me get the piston line in. I'm going to be using coloured wool as well. I've been shearing sheep like a crazy maniac, crazy shepherd boy. And yeah, we'll be making all the wiring nice and coloured just for ease of access. So let me get the pistons in, and I will show you how we're going to do the first little one sign visible at a time problem solution thing. So all the signs are now in, and all the pistons are in too. All retracted, of course. Like I say, we want only one sign to be visible at any one time, which means we need to invert all of these pistons. So I'm just going to put some purple wool down. This is just going to be our redstone colouring thing. Like that. So that will raise all the pistons up, which means we can't see the signs. We can see these ones, we can't see these ones. This is kind of the default position. And then we're going to want to obviously deactivate that torch to allow us to be able to see the first sign over there. And then when we want it to move on to the next sign, that one will come back on and this one will go off. And then we'll see the next sign all the way around the room. All 31 signs. Like I say, it's a little bit difficult to read from here, but that's fine. And obviously there will be a floor in this room that's probably, yeah, about this height. But at the minute we need to do redstone down there underneath, so I'm going to keep it all open for now. So, to be able to do this, we want to have some kind of, I was thinking of like a piston tape with like a pistons pushing a redstone block that sort of moves one block every time all the way around the room. Every time we trigger it, we want the next consecutive sign to be revealed. So, in the end, I come up with a little idea of using a hopper chain. So, we're going to have hoppers going all the way around the outside with a single item flowing through. And comparators coming out, so when there's an item in the comparator, it will output a redstone signal, and obviously it will just flow all the way around the room. So that's the bit I want to do next. So last few comparators in here, and voila! We've done it. We've got the hopper chain all the way around the outside, all the comparators leading into the torched up thing. So that's the purple section done, which means if we throw an item in, we should just see that nice little wave action happening. Down, 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 do. And then it goes around the corners. There's a little bit of delay. It's fine. I also realise it's not symmetrical and stuff either, but that's fine because later on you will see why that will not matter. And come on. And it will just keep going all the way around the outside from 1 through to 31 and then back to 1 again. So any ideas? Any ideas? We will be needing another 12 signs a little bit later on as well. Have you guessed it yet? That is it. We are making a calendar. Okay, so this is actually going to be like a real world calendar, but it's not going to do the real world day. So, I mean, right now as I'm recording this, we're in the 23rd of January. Okay, so this calendar isn't going to take note of that. It's going to start on January the 1st, probably the year 2000, and then I'm going to let it run. And every Minecraft day, where's sun gone? It's going to tick to the next day. And it's going to go all the way through January through to December. And then it will go to 2001 and so on and so forth. And we'll have our own little Minecraft built-in cosmos. This is starting to get noisy and annoying now. Let me try and take the item out. Yeah, I got it. Okay, excellent. So there we go. So that's that part in. So we've got the first all the way up to the 31st there, because obviously there can be up to 31 days in the month. And we only want one visible at a time, because obviously it can only be one day of the month at a time, obviously. Duh, it can't be like the 3rd and the 7th of January at the same time, unless you're living in a time-travel-y world. So this is, of course, my time machine, but it's not the kind of time machine you'd expect, but it's a nice little sneaky title there, because technically it's a machine that sort of tells the time or the date. It should be called a date machine, but that sounds like a whole different project for another day. Yeah, so we'll see about that. But obviously we don't want it just going round and round and round like it just was in a tape, so we need to stop that somehow. So that's what I'm going to be showing you next, how I managed to solve that problemo. We now have the green cable installed, and this little doodad here is just like a one-tick off machine. So when I push this button, this redstone here, all this dust on the ground, will just flicker off for one tick, which is what we want. So let's have a look at that happen. Oh, did we even see it? Dish. See it? Boop. Dish. Boop. Boop. It just goes off very, very quickly, which is great. It leads off in 4 directions. It leads off this way, this way, this way, and this way into the purple bits here to do something very, very particular, which if we just get up here and take a little look, the green bit just comes up underneath here into this block, into this torch, which inverts it, into this torch, which re-inverts it again, which allows us to put some, if I've got some here, yep, some lovely redstone along these hoppers here, which actually will lock them. So we only put it on the ones that have a comparator coming out of, which means when this item goes flowing around, if we put an item in there, it goes flow, 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 bush. There we go. Oh, I fell. Uh-oh. It goes right into this one and stops because this one isn't locked, so it can push into another hopper, but this one is locked, so it's not going to push into the next one. But when we push the button there quickly, it's nighttime, I'm scared. It will allow this redstone dust to just quickly go off very, very briefly, which lets it flow to the next one. So let's see that in action. Bush, and then bush, and then we keep going all the way round. But because the corner hoppers here haven't got any redstone dust on top of them, let's just get to the very end. Next one. And it's at the last one. So now we want it to go straight from here to here. So we push it one more time. It flows, 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 until it gets to the first one and stops. And it's going to do that all the way around the edge. I've got the redstone dust all the way on all the hoppers that are needed and not the ones that aren't needed. Oh, I also broke the chain here because I kept getting bits of stuff stuck in a loop, and I didn't want it to keep doing that. So I can probably add this hopper back now. But that is going to solve that issue. So now all we need to do is every morning when the sun is rising, we need to put a little trigger into this, instead of this button basically. So every morning it will send a little pulse, it will send an off pulse, which lets the item flow to the next day, i.e. it goes from the 1st of January to the 2nd of January. So that is how we make the days of the month tick. Each one, we'll add the little day, morning sensor majiggy later on at the end of the project. But for now, that's how we do that. So let's move on to the months. Now, I know what you're thinking. It looks like an absolute mess. But what you got to remember is we're not going to be seeing both, like any of the, we're basically going to see 2 signs, and one of the month signs and one of the day signs. So it's already going to kind of look a little bit like one sign over here, one sign over here, or something like that. So it should be fine. Most of the walls are going to actually be quite nice and flat and clean. And we're not going to see any of this kind of like, look, this mismatch of like crazy symmetry and stuff. But what I've done is I've added January all the way through to December here. In the back wall, I think this place here, this corner, I'm going to have is the entranceway. So you're going to kind of see them there like that. But obviously you won't see them all 12 at once anyway. So it kind of doesn't matter. But I thought keep them at the back, keep them all good. I've put the pistons in. I haven't put the cobblestone blocker in for the signs yet. And it obviously won't be cobblestone at the end of the day. But what I do need to add is the lovely little torches. It's a very similar system to how the days worked. We've literally got a piston done by a torch with a comparator and a lovely little, if I can just watch it go here, dish, 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 goes all the way around the outside there. It takes a little bit longer because it's a little bit of a bigger radius, and bush all the way along. So what we've got to do is add exactly the same thing where we lock these hoppers. And it's a slightly different bit. Instead of every day, we send a off tick to these bits of redstone up here to let the item flow to the next month. Oh, one more. We need to actually pick up from the bottom hopper rung, the day hopper rung down here. So this is the first, and this is the 31st here. So when it comes past maybe this one, say, we need to suck out another bit of power here, and this is when the month is gonna kind of move along one. I'm talking rubbish now. So we're gonna, when an item goes past here like that, push quickly, we need to send an off pulse to that blue hopper line just up there to let the month go to the next month. But unlike the days where it just keeps looping back round and round and round, I'm actually going to have an input chest at this end of it here with loads and loads of bits of cobblestone in. And then we're going to have an output chest. If I can get there, it's getting a bit parkoury around here now. That's how big this project is. When we get to this one here, we are going to have an output chest that we can view from in the room, and that will count how many years we have gone through. So we'll actually have to have days, months, and years recorded. I know Minecraft has actually got a stat for how many days you've played, but I know, at least in my world anyway, that's kind of got messed up from various reasons and things, so it isn't accurate. I wanted to record it myself, and I'm also going to just record it from, whenever this machine is finished being built, not from the very beginning of when I ever played, because I want it from now, from when the birth of this machine was. Time does not exist in my Minecraft world until now. I have invented time and day. So that lovely little comparator down there sucks the power out, comes up a nice little torch tower into here, and obviously this will flash on redstone, which will go into the torch, and the torch over there, turning off the locked hoppers here, allowing the month to skip forward one. So that's how we do the months when the item travels between the 31st and the 1st. We get both of these redstone bits up here, have a little off flash, and then it just lets it go one more. I've added the chest here at the beginning. Don't worry about the pink line, we'll explain that in a second. Added the chest here at the beginning, which we can put our cobblestone that have years on. And in fact, we actually need to just put one of them in this one of them in this first hopper here. No, that's the day one. One of them in this first hopper here in the year, ready to go. So, the pink line, let me just explain that for you. Once the year cobblestone gets all the way around to December, this one's December here, and we let it go, it flows through the next one here, which goes, as it's on its way, it doesn't stay in there, but as it's on its way down to the chest, which is going to collect all the years, it passes through this comparator here, which powers the pink line. It goes all the way around the outside, the repeaters there, just making sure that the signal strength stays all the way around, all the way around, all the way around, and it will briefly unlock this torch, which lets the years flow into January, lets one more year flow into this hopper here, so the cycle continues. So we will have to eventually replace all of these years here, but I'm going to just try and fill the double chest, and to be fair, just like in real life, a year in Minecraft is still going to take quite a long time, quite a lot of playing, so I shouldn't have to refill it too often, I wouldn't think. So there's that bit in play. We've got it. We've done it. So now we should really have days and months and technically years all working. Phew. I think this is actually the machine done to an extent, but there's one other problem. Have you figured out the problem? Today I'm really enjoying trying to get you to work out what I'm actually doing, because this is such a strange, bizarre project. Well, not all months have 31 days. So down here we've got, the 25th, 26th, 27th. Well, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. Sometimes I think January only has 29 days. So we're going to have 30th and 31st of January. They don't exist. We need to somehow make them get skipped. So that's the next little bit I'm going to do. I'm going to add in a new bit of redstone line, and then I'll discuss it afterwards in how we can actually temporarily disable the 30th and the 31st for various months, for various different amounts that we need to skip it for. So the first thing I wanted to do was to simplify it down and group together the months that had the same amount of days. So on the screen now you'll see a list of all the months and how many days they've got in. So you can see that again, red means 31, orange means 30. So I've got here, this is January. and it gets pulled out just the same as we pulled it out to open the shutter here. We pull it out this side and put it into the red cable. February is 29, so we don't want either of them connected, so we don't need a signal at all. March is 31 days again, so it goes into the red cable. April is only 30 days, so this goes into the orange one, which if I look around the corner here, you'll see that it just comes down there and gets onto that redstone line. So you can see I've basically just grouped them into the reds and oranges, and the same, exactly the same the other side. If I just go around here, we can see the other 6 months. These ones have 31 days, the red ones, and these two oranges here have 30, and they go, oh, I fell off further than I thought. These go into this cable, so we've got red and orange cables coming this way. We've got red and orange cables coming from this way. The red cables join together here, and they go down, and they power both pistons, because this is 31 days, so we both want 30 and 31 days to get locked. Whereas the oranges, they group up here, and they come round, and they just lock the 30th. They do not lock the 31st, so items will flow straight through the 31st. And of course, at the minute, I've just... where is it? Yeah, the minute we're in January, so that's why the red one's lit up, because it's got 31 days. If I just deactivate that quickly, if I just take the years one out of there, I can just put it back in the chest there. Let's just say... Oh, actually, no, let's do this. Well, we can. Let's just say... let me get the years one back. February was the month. We put it in there. Nothing happens. Nothing changes. The February door opens, though, this side. As we heard, that was that piston. But neither red or orange cable are activated, which means neither piston's down. So that means it will flow straight from the 29th. It will skip 30 and 31, and it will strip. It will strip. Oh dear. It will skip straight down to the 1st again, obviously, when the month ticks over. So that is the machine working. That's the core of the machine in place. I guess I just need to give it a bit of a test now. So technically, what are we on? Let's have a look. Let me just pillar my way up a bit. Beautiful dirt floor. This is the ugliest thing I have ever made. Obviously, this is not what it's going to look like. I just want to get the functionality in place first. So, currently it is February the 1st. I know the signs are a little bit hard to read, actually. If anyone out there is any good at doing ASCII art, where they like make the bigger numbers and stuff, if you could make me the numbers 1 through 31 on signs, it doesn't have to have the st or the und or anything like that. It could just be the number. That would be amazingly helpful so that we could see them from a bit further away, because I know it says the 1st there, but when you start getting a little bit further back, it just becomes a bleh of pixels, so that would be good. But anyway, it is February the 1st. If we hit the day button, it becomes February the 2nd. We hit the button again, it becomes February the 3rd, so on and so forth. If we go down here and manually take the day out, and we make it... let's put it over here into the 25th. It's getting nighttime again. Bush. Okay, right. Up we go. Back onto our lovely dirt floor. Yeah. Right, it is now February the 25th. How many days has February got? Well, it's got 29 in, so it's the 26th now. 27th. 28th. 29th, so it shouldn't, because there's only 29 days in February. It should skip 30 and 31. Skip, and round to the 1st, and it changed to March as well. It went through the light blue bit, which changes the month. Perfect. Now, March has 31 days in, I believe. So if we manually take it out of the 1st again, and we put it round into the 20... Let's just put it here. We'll see what it is. Jump back up. Oh, up we go. Back onto the dirt floor of loveliness. And what are we at? We are at March the 27th. Now, March has got 31 days in, so let's see. 28th. March the 29th. Now, we don't want it to skip. March the 30th. Perfect. And March the 31st. Brilliantly. And then it skips. It's now April the 1st. Oh, it's so good. Now, April should only have 30 days in, so it will skip only the 31st. There's a zombie coming for me. Leave me alone. Again, let's just skip it forward through to here, and we go get back up on our lovely dirt floor again. And if this works, I think that's the testing stage done. So it is April the 27th, April the 28th, April the 29th, April the 30th, but it will never be April the 31st, so let's let it skip. Boom, it automatically skips, and it goes to the next month, and it goes back to the 1st. Oh, yes, high five me. Oh, baby. Ooh, unhigh five me, unhigh five me. One more thing we want to test. Okay, it's now December the 29th. December has 31 days in, so let's just skip ahead 2 more days. December, yep, the 30th, I mean. December the 31st, and Bush. December disappears. January comes back. January the 1st comes back. Okay, and we've got 1 year token in here, and obviously the new year token has started on the thing. So it's now year 1. 1 year has passed, and it's now January the 1st again. Yes, 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 yesity yes. Re-high five me, baby. Whoopity whoopity whoop whoop. So I think this place is in desperate need of a quick lick of paint, a bit prettier because it is ugly. So let's get going. Ah, and there we have a slightly prettier room. I'm going for a kind of magical theme. I'm not really sure why, but I quite like the purple and the gold kind of combination here. I need to add better lighting in. It is, of course, at the moment, January the 1st of the very first year. There's no years been. So all we need to do is add a daylight detector somewhere where it can be access the sun, which for now I'll put here. I do need to put it outside the building at one point, but obviously we have yet to finish. So for now, I'll put it here just so that we can start the clock going. And I just need to connect this. In fact, actually, no, this is a terrible place. I need to put this over here instead. Where's some daylight? Here's some daylight. Right here. Daylight. Okay, perfect. Oh no, wrong place. We suck the daylight out and it will just go into this one here. I should probably grab some green. Wait. Can it go straight into there? Yeah, it can. It can go straight into this one, actually. So perfect. Just like that. So it triggers it. That makes it the second day, but I just want to manually put it back to the... Let me jump. Manually put it back to the first day. And like that. Okay, so it's January the 1st. This cable will obviously stop igniting when it goes to nighttime. And as soon as dawn breaks and it becomes a brand new day, it will trigger, it will light up. And it will go all the way up and trigger the day. We don't need this block up here anymore. Perfect. And it will make the day go. So officially time has begun in the world. Ah, thank goodness for that. That's so cool. One other thing I wanted to do was just show you kind of my thoughts for how I want this to go. I'm imagining this to be like an observatory. So I've added like this semicircular glass roof where if you're in the middle, this is where the sun and the moon travel along this plane here. So you should be able to see the sun and the moon travel, like you can see, like it's moving downwards now. And we'll add a sort of domed roof. It will look like, yeah, just like an observatory or like oh, that is what an observatory is, isn't it? Like a big telescope building. And I was also thinking we could add a few other things to this room as well. Maybe we could add a little chart that shows us the moon cycle, because I don't know if you know or not, but Minecraft does actually have an 8 series moon cycle, so like full moon, half moon, no moon, stuff like that as well. So we could add a little a ticker timer, not a ticker timer, what am I talking about? Like a little chart that displays which one it currently is as well. That might be quite nice. And I'm sure there are other things that we could have in this room that are kind of time related and that kind of stuff as well. But other than that, I think we're going to call it today's episode. So I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember you can leave a like on the episode. You can comment on the episode if you got something to say. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe. Very much appreciated all the love I've been getting for the episodes lately. I'm really enjoying doing them, and you guys seem to really enjoy watching them as well. So thank you very much. Big thumbs up to you. You're lovely. I've got redstone in my hand. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye now. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week in the next episode of Zedaph Super Minecraft Adventure. Goodbye.